Lainey Boggs, get your cute butt down here!
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most rewatched rom-com moments of the 1990s.
I love this. Sun Times readers out here in mass, relating personally to one of our reporters.
Look, you embarrassed the girl. Sacrifice yourself on the altar of dignity and even the score.
Like some glittering Doris Day, Rock Hudson extravaganza.
For this list, we're looking at those amazingly romantic and comedic movie moments from the last decade of the 20th century. The ones so good that we have to watch them over and over again. And because many of these moments take place at the end of the movies, we have to preface this with a big spoiler alert. Which 90s rom-com moments do you find yourself watching over and over again? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, I Wanted It to Be You. You've Got Mail. Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan could be considered the it couple of 90s rom-coms, having starred in 3 romantic comedies from 1990 to 2000.
Well, I keep on bumping into you.
Wow.
Their first one, Joe versus the Volcano, wasn't very well received, but their subsequent romantic collabs are 2 of the most successful and beloved of the decade.
Oh, how about some coffee or, drinks or dinner or a movie? For as long as we both shall live.
While we've definitely rewatched the Empire State Building scene from Sleepless in Seattle a few times, it's the You've Got Mail happy ending that had to make this list. The audience has known that they were each other's online pen pals the whole movie, but when Hanks and Ryan finally learn the truth, it's a moment of pure rom-com magic.
Don't cry, shop girl. Don't cry.
I wanted it to be you. I wanted it to be you so bad.
Even the dog approves. Number 9, first kiss on the pitcher's mound. Never been kissed. Josie Geller waited a long time for a kiss worth remembering.
I've kissed guys, I just haven't felt that thing.
When the moment arrived, it was all that she dreamed of and more. Josie's first real kiss is one the entire city of Chicago will never forget.
They're behind you. They feel like they know you.
It's romantic what you're doing, and they want to be a part of it.
It was definitely a bold move to put her heart out on the line like that, or the pitcher's mound rather. No matter how many times we've seen this movie, we can't help but get a little nervous watching that clock countdown, or feel crushed when it hits 0. But our hearts go soaring again right along with the crowd when Sam finally shows up.
Sorry I'm late. Took me forever to get here.
I know what you mean.
No apology necessary, Sam. Number 8, sign language. 4 weddings and a funeral. It's usually the big romantic confession that's the most rewatched. In the case of 4 weddings and a funeral, that honor instead goes to the scene that leads to that I love you moment. In real life, the speak now or forever hold your peace line at a wedding is just a formality. But in movie land, it's when memorable moments often occur.
I'm sorry, does someone have something to say?
This one comes courtesy of David, who is deaf. By having him sign his objections, it forces Charles to translate and speak his truth out loud.
He says he suspects the groom of someone else.
The vicar asks if this suspicion is true, and like the guests at the wedding, we the audience hold our breath in anticipation.
I do.
We are over the moon, though we understand why Henrietta might not be. Number 7, glasses off. She's all that. How does it feel to be a trope? There aren't many people who can answer that question, but Rachel Lee Cook is one of them. Like so many before her, Lainey Boggs becomes the subject of a classic rom-com makeover.
I have an idea. What kind of idea? You'd really have to trust me.
Glasses off and we got us a whole new person.
The new, not improved, but different. Lainey Boggs.
In fact, this scene has now become one of the most recognizable examples of this trope in action. It was even parodied just a couple of years later in Not Another Teen Movie.
That's it. I did it. I'm a miracle worker.
Although it's hard to miss the sexist undertones of the scene these days, its iconic place in rom-com history cannot be denied. Number 6, A Better Man, As Good as It Gets. Romantic comedies generally don't get the same kind of Academy Awards love that dramatic films do. But one exception in the 1990s was as good as it gets.
I got a real great compliment for you, and it's true.
I'm so afraid you're about to say something awful.
Don't be pessimistic. It's not your style.
Both Jack Nicholson and Helen Hunt won acting Oscars for their performances in the film. While they took home statues, we took home one of the great rom-com lines of all time. It starts off a little questionably. Nicholson's Melvin seems to be rambling about things that have little to do with Hunt's character Carol. But a little patience pays off in a big way.
I don't quite get how that's a compliment for me.
You make me want to be a better man.
Melvin's clarification stops Carol in her tracks.
Well, maybe I overshot a little because I was aiming at just enough to keep you from walking out.
Number 5, subway ring while you were sleeping. Imagine saving a handsome stranger's life, and when he wakes up from his coma, you get married. Sounds crazy, right? Well, even crazier is the fact that Sandra Bullock's Lucy fell in love with his brother Jack instead.
Jack, what the hell did you do?
He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. It was me. It was all me.
The awkward triangle situation culminates in an almost wedding, with Lucy coming clean about everything that led to that moment. Just when it seems like everything is ruined, though, Jack shows up to deliver the kind of rom-com moment that makes our hearts flutter.
I need to ask you a question.
Get down on your knee. It's more romantic.
With his family cheering him on, he steps inside the subway booth to formally propose. It's a sweet finale for this modern CTA love story.
So I had planned to marry Peter, but I married Jack instead. Thank goodness my father was right. Life doesn't always turn out the way you plan.
Number 4, I Say a Little Prayer, my best friend's wedding. When it comes to this movie, it's a moment of comedy rather than romance that we find ourselves rewatching over and over again. It also doesn't hurt that the scene involves a super catchy song as well.
The moment I wake up, before I put on my makeup,
I say a little prayer for you.
George and Jules's dining companions are only too eager to join in on this musical moment, enthusiastically singing along to a bemused Jules. It gets even better when the mood spreads through the restaurant. Watching the entire room stage an impromptu musical number, there's no way you'll be able to keep the smile off your face. Or keep the song out of your head for the rest of the day. You're welcome. Number 3, Just a Girl, Notting Hill. Hugh Grant's Will is not initially keen to give things another go when Anna, played by Julia Roberts, walks into his bookstore again.
My relatively inexperienced heart would, I fear, not recover if I was once again cast aside as I would absolutely expect to be.
We get it. Relationships are hard enough on their own, but Anna's celebrity status added a whole new layer of issues. Will doesn't see how their lives could ever be compatible.
I live in Notting Hill, you live in Beverly Hills. Everyone in the world knows who you are. My mother has trouble remembering my name.
Anna respects his decision, but can't go without making her final case. She opens herself up completely to make a declaration that has now become famous.
I'm also just a girl. Standing in front of a boy. Asking him to love her.
It's heartbreaking to see Will let her walk out after that, but we comfort ourselves knowing it will all work out in the end. Meanwhile, this scene itself has become one of the most iconic in the genre. Number 2, Heath Ledger singing 10 Things I Hate About You. Is there any gesture more romantic than a serenade?
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.
Well, how about a serenade in front of the entire high school girls' soccer team, accompanied by the school's marching band? There's no doubt that this moment played a huge part in Heath Ledger's breakout following the film's release.
I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm the lonely night. I love you, baby.
Who wouldn't fall in love with him after a stunt like this? The moves, the smile. Julia Stiles' cat didn't stand a chance.
Let me love you.
As a modern retelling of Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew, 10 Things stays true to the spirit of the play while adding scenes like this that have made the film a classic in its own right. We feel like the Bard would have loved this musical moment as much as we do. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. You Had Me at Hello, Jerry Maguire. Few films from the 90s have given us more iconic lines of dialogue than Jerry Maguire. The film is a treasure trove of quotables that have stood the test of time and are still recognizable more than 2 decades later.
What you gonna do, Jerry? Show me the money!
But there is one line that stands out above them all, and we all know what that is.
You complete me.
No, the other one. When Jerry shows up to see Dorothy, it's intended to be the rom-com big speech moment that always wins back the love interest. He's clearly prepared to really go for it, but Dorothy makes it clear that it's not necessary.
Shut up. Just shut up. You had me at hello.
It's a coy little play on a genre trope by writer-director Cameron Crowe, and it might be even better on the rewatch. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.